Are you looking forward to move to the state of North Carolina but feeling like you have been priced out from big cities like Raleigh or Wilmington, North Carolina?
And you've been staring at those mortgage rates like glue, wondering when that 6% means for your dream of owning a home, or is it officially over that dream? And the truth is, most families are stuck in that wait and see mode, watching the prices climb while they're hoping that the housing crash doesn't happen, which is crazy because it's crazy, but anyway.
And what if we tell you in April 26, there are sweet spot in the housing market where you can negotiate, you can tens of the thousand in the builder credit and find that high quality lifestyle at a fraction of the cost of the big metropolitan areas for you.
Well, welcome to Greenville, North Carolina, and the place of Eastern North Carolina, where the back roads and checking new construction is happening everywhere, and families just like yours are thinking about moving to our area. And this is what the people, actually, Greenville was just in the top places to move to today. I didn't even see that news report because I haven't told them about it yet. But again, this is just something that we're seeing all the time. And they're calling it, people are moving for reasons, but the market has felt like a roller coaster. But in 2026, things are really starting to be balanced.
Exactly. Therefore, we wanted to talk about this housing reset in a balance. That this housing reset is like in a balanced market. Neither we are on the buyer side or the seller side, and all have very similar power. In fact, homes in Pitt County, North Carolina, are selling about something 99% of their asking price on average, and that means you can finally taking a breeze, do your due diligence, and actually negotiate for the same home that you love to be in.
Now, we're nationally news. The $2,500 a month seems to be the magic number that people are noticing for, because they ask the question, what can I afford? And they look at the mortgage rates and they get confused. But really, it's not about any of that. The actual question is, what are you going to get for what you pay? And the question is, what you get at $2,500 is going to be a lot. So this is higher than a few years ago, but affordability in housing is actually getting better. Something they don't tell you on the news. Why? Because wages are finally growing faster than home prices.
Exactly. Therefore, if you're looking at the mortgage rate right now, we are talking about something between 6 and 6.5%.
You went down to a different role.
And then that's what I want to add to that. And locally, that's typically when we were talking about the home prices and the wage, that gives you almost $30,000 boost in purchasing power over the last year. And basically, what is that?
So basically, the magic number is $2,500 a month, as I was saying. Here's a breakdown of what that looks like at that 6%. At $2,500, including taxes and insurance, we're not trying to trick you or anything. This usually is about $333,500. Now, if rates were dropped by 1% in the future, that house would be $372,500, and that is something what everybody is watching. But at the same token, if you can afford $2,500 and your house actually looks nice and you would want to live there, you have to do the math. Is your household making at least $107,000 a year? Because that might be the perfect opportunity for you to say, you know what, I'm buying a home because I want a home. And Greenville is honestly the section where medical center is there, the education center here, and there's more jobs coming here all the time. And this is something that is actually very affordable here and not impossible like in other areas.
Exactly. Therefore, where you should live, that's what we wanted to talk about. We talked about that $2,500 with the interest rate of 6% and what exactly you can afford. And also now we wanted to talk about looking at Pitt County, North Carolina is not a town, it's a county, and it includes 14 towns or cities in that collection, which gives you a unique vibe. And now we wanted to talk about that top big three in our area.
And of course, the first one's going to be Greenville, North Carolina, because that's the city that you probably heard of, anchored by East Carolina, ECU Health. More jobs are coming in this place. This is definitely the job section. This is where the balanced market, and you look at the median home price is $279, but this is really here. If you're looking at a luxury home, Brook Valley is going to sell in 12 days. Now, if you're looking as first-time home buyer and you're okay with being into townhomes, there is a much cheaper options than that most expensive area too.
Exactly.
Cobblestone is just one of those ones that people really like, and there's a 140% jump in townhomes starting in the mid 200s, so that's just something to think about. What about Winterville?
Exactly. Therefore, Winterville is the hot suburb of Greenville, North Carolina. Many of you that you're out of the state, you think that these are separate entities, but the Winterville is actually the suburb of the Greenville. And if you wanted to like a classic suburban feel, this is the place that you want it to be, Winterville, North Carolina. At the time of this video, the housing median days in the market for housing market of Winterville, North Carolina is 42 days. And the median price for housing in Winterville is $324,000 and $24,100 because of all this brand new beautiful new construction that we have from different builders in our area.
And people are really looking at it. And the rising star in the area is also something to talk about. Ayden, North Carolina. There's a price jump of 20.4% in 1 year. People are realizing they can't afford Winterville. And they look just down the road to Ayden, and you're getting more house for your money. Things are slowing down a little bit in Ayden because homes are sitting for 115 days. So people are used to getting what they want, and they aren't paying the higher prices than before, but they're getting more what they want, and the land is a little cheaper there. So let's talk about that new construction now.
Exactly. Therefore, the secret things that we wanted to talk about is...
And we pay attention to all of these deals that we're going to talk about all the time.
Exactly. And if you're worried about that interest rate that we were talking in the beginning of video about 6 and 6.5%, which been in the market the past couple months, has been very steady up and down. Now we need to talk about the new construction, because those incentive that we wanted to talk about, it might help you to jump out of the place of affordability in the house that you wanted to live with your family.
Now let's talk about new construction. Is not just about used houses or pre-owned houses in the home market. Builders are working hard to make sure that you want their homes, and they give you deals sometimes. So Eli's Ridge, Ridgewood Farm, these are in Winterville. I mentioned that because maybe you go between $2,000 to $4,000 in credits for your upgrades, your closing costs. I've seen $10,000 in concessions. Most builders are offering some sort of rate buy down. Not all builders, of course, but if they're buying your rate down to 3.99, 4.99, or they're giving you for even for a while and it's a full fixed rate, they're basically taking that payment and making that payment lower, so it is much more affordable for you, which is something to really consider when we're talking about new construction. Again, we pay attention all the time. That's why we actually love people buying new construction. We help them all the time with all the builders.
And now we want to talk about why 2026 is different and what is that big news. And there are two major things that are happening right now in our market in Pitt County, North Carolina, and is a great place to invest. The first one, what is the first one?
You want me to talk about the first one or the second one?
No, first one.
Okay, so there is a $40 million industrial expansion happening in northern Pitt. That's going to bring higher paying jobs, and it means that the housing prices will keep their value, because if you have new people coming and thousands of new people coming with high paying jobs, they need a place to live, they need a house. That kind of expansion means that housing prices will stay steady. The next one is a mortgage red tape executive order. Which just happened on March 13, 2026. A new executive order was signed to cut down the red tape or for smaller banks. And this is expected to lower the closing costs by almost $5,000 over the next few years. We'll see how it rolls, but we're letting you know that there was an executive order there. Now, we have to understand, if you're coming here, we are Eastern North Carolina. This is coastal region. We are on the coast. It's going to take you an hour to get to the beach, an hour and a half. Taxes are taxes. These are just reality checks we're doing right now. Taxes are taxes. Revenue neutral. We're much cheaper than the northern areas, but we have to budget. If you're looking at nicer areas, of course, the taxes will be a little higher. And when you talk to me a little bit about the weather, another thing to really keep you realistic.
Now, for the weather, 90 homes percent of
are going to be fine.
Are to be fine, but there's always possibility of wind, like hurricane, and we're seeing more than over 107 Fahrenheit and
last year.
And last year, this is why many new homes that they come with the green feature in the market, like tankless water heaters, a special moisture control crawl space,
or just no crawl space at all.
No crawl spaces at all.
The next thing to talk about is the spring surge. So we do expect, and the data does support, the spring surge is about to happen this month in April. Research is showing April is the sweet spot for home shopping, to be honest. Homes listed in April sell 10 days faster and often grab $26,000 more than if you had listed earlier in the year or if you wait too late in the year. So if you're a buyer or a seller, this is a time when there will be the most active listings, up from 24% last year, and we're seeing the numbers. So it's just something to really, really consider.
Exactly. Therefore, basically the great housing reset is here, guys, in Pitt County, is getting really a stable and predictable place to call your home. And we are here, Alan Victoria Pinder, real estate agent in Pitt County, North Carolina, and all these towns like Greenville and Winterville, North Carolina, to help you. You can
put in the comments which town might sound good to you, and I'm happy to send you a buyer's guide on that specific town.
Exactly. And don't forget to look at all of our playlists here. And we wanted to share with you everything about our area. And don't forget to subscribe and write us a comment. We'd love to connect with you and help you in this journey. And have a blessed day and happy Easter.